And now it's time to preview an upcoming game with Ryan Metzler.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan Metzler here again, and today we're going to be taking a look at another Kickstarter preview. This time we're going to take a look at Alpha Bandits by Wiggity Bang Games, which is a game for 2 to 4 players, and it's a word game in which players are going to be trying to make words of 3 letters or more using letters that they've got hidden behind a mask. And each player is going to be playing simultaneously trying to make these words in order to score points, but there are going to be special bandit tiles that you can play to either mess with your opponents or benefit yourself. Now there are a couple of variants that we'll cover all of them in the video, but real quick, before we get too much into it, why don't we just take a look at what you get inside of the box. We'll see how the game plays, then we'll come back here at the end and I'll sum it all up for you. So here you can see the components for Alpha Bandits. Now just a reminder that these are not final components, these are prototype components, so what you get in the final copy of the game will maybe look like this, but will definitely serve the same function. Each player in the game is going to start with a mask, and this mask will be your little player sheet that's going to hide all of your components, your tiles that you're going to be using to spell words. Kind of a cute little mask. And then on the reverse side, it's going to have an outline of what all of the different special tiles do, as well as how you're going to score points throughout the game. Now in Alpha Bandits, each player is going to draw tiles at the beginning of the round that they're going to hide behind their divider. So we would take this bag full of tiles, and this is full of different word tiles. We would take it and we're going to draw some tiles that we're going to have for the game. Each player will have the same number of tiles, 7, at the start of each round. Each of these tiles is going to be a letter, and in reality, they're each going to be 2 letters. Now, if we take a look at a tile, we can see here that it has a letter on one side, a T, and then a smaller letter underneath it. This is an H. When we flip this tile over, we'll see that it's an H on the blue side with a small T underneath. So when you're looking at any tile, you can tell exactly what's on the opposite side just by looking at the smaller letter at the bottom. Once everyone has their tiles drawn and hidden behind their player sheets, they're going to go ahead and they're going to start the round. And players are going to be trying to make words from their tiles of at least 3 letters in length. At the end of a round, which will end either when everybody has agreed that they're done playing, or when somebody plays a special stop tile, which will stop the round immediately, you will go ahead and see how many points you have, and each word that you have that's longer than 3 letters in length will be worth 1 point per letter in it. So if I were to use all 7 of my letters, I would get 7 points. Now, each word that you make that only has 2 letters in it, which could happen either because you couldn't figure out how to use the letters, or because somebody has messed with you with some of the bandit tiles that will be available in the game that we'll cover shortly, will be worth negative points. So quickly, once you start, you're going to try and build words as fast as possible and mess with your opponents using these other bandit tiles in order to try and get the most points. Now, my letters are H and or T, or H or T I should say, O or H, U or E, D or G, I or A, I or R, and T or E. So it's easy to see exactly what I have available. Now, what can I spell with these and how am I going to spell them as quick as possible? So perhaps I look at my tiles and I'm like, all right, I can spell tear, T, E, A, R. All right, we've got tear alternating red and blue tiles. We've got tear. And we're also going to spell dot, D-O-T. All right, now, if the round were to end right now, I would have 7 points. T-E-A-R is 1 letter, or 1 point for each letter is 4 letters, 4 points. And D-O-T is also 3 letters, 3 points is 7 points. And this is what I would score. Now, of course, my opponents aren't really going to make it that easy. They're going to be trying to play special tiles that are available in the game to mess me up. Let's go ahead and take a look at how those work. So, we have a swap tile. If a player plays this tile out to the center of the area, it's going to get set aside and eventually returned to the bag. And this swap tile will allow them to swap one of my tiles with one of their tiles, but keep it on the same side. Now, siding is important only in the advanced game, which we'll talk about in scoring options later, but they have to keep it on the same side when they swap the tile, so maybe they try and mess up one of my words. They take the O out of dot, they give me a different tile, and now I have a problem where I don't have a word, and I have to rearrange things in order to make a new word. But you're not allowed to flip a tile once it's out in front of your board. So once you've played it, you can't flip it over. Makes things much harder in order to finish your words and will drastically affect your score. So this one you can play if you've drawn it in order to rearrange tiles and give one to an opponent and take one from them. We also have the flip over a tile. This is the only way to flip over a tile, and you can flip over your own tile or an opponent's tile. You would of course flip over your own tile in order to make things easier for you if you've gotten messed up in some way or you found a better word. And you would flip over an opponent's, hopefully to mess them up and make them lose points. We also have the stop tile. Now this is going to allow you to stop the effects of any other tile that's been played on you or played for anyone. So you can play this out and be like, no, I'm blocking that. You can't do that action. we have the straight up take a tile. This does not swap a tile with an opponent, but takes it directly from them, which will leave them one tile shorter, of course, making it harder to get points, and perhaps messing up one of their words and giving you an extra tile to work with. We have the banish tile. The banish tile is a boot, which is going to kick a tile out of play, returning it to the bag, and essentially making it unavailable to anyone. And then finally, we have the stop bandit tile. This will end the round immediately, so if you're quick to spell your words, you can stop the round and hopefully catch other players without many words and a lot of negative points. Now, in addition to all of these bandit tiles, there is one type of special tile in the game that's going to affect scoring, and that is the gemstone. Let's say instead of O here, we had this gemstone, and we can play this out here as dot the same way. It's a wild. However, the gemstone is going to double the value of a word when you score it. So we'd have 4 points for tear, and then the usually 3-point dot would be worth 6 points because it's doubled. So basically you're going to play through a round trying to use these tiles, the bandit tiles, to affect your opponents and benefit you, spell the best words that you can in order to get the most points, and not get stuck with tiles stuck behind your board. Now, once you've done that, you're going to play another round, and you're going to play through several rounds until you accumulate basically 4 rounds worth of points, and whoever has the most points will be the winner. But there is an advanced variant that I think is an excellent way to play. And we have some great examples of how that works right here. The double colors of the tiles actually plays a role in this advanced variant. You'll see that TEAR is alternating letters. So we have red, blue, red, blue. In this way, if you're able to do this, you're going to double the value of the word. So this usually 4-point word, tear, becomes worth 8 points, which is better than here, which would only be worth 4 points. So you're going to want to try and alternate as much as possible. However, there's also another way to get bonus or double points. If we flipped dot to got, this is all the same color. All the same color will also double the value of your word. So in this case, we double it because of the gemstone, 3 becomes 6, and then we double it again because they're all the same color, and 6 becomes 12. And so this player, by playing an alternating word, got 8 points, and by playing an all the same color with a gemstone, got another 12 for a total of 20 points. So before we go to the summary, I wanted to show you the finalized tiles, or a sample of the finalized tiles that were sent to me by the publisher just recently. And now you can see that these are in black as opposed to the white tiles I had before. And you can actually see that they've done some coloring options here. We can see that all of the special tiles will be in this green color here. So we can see the swap tile here. And on the reverse side, there's actually wording that says swap. So if you have them flipped over to the wrong side, you can always tell that this is a special tile and that it is the swap tile. You'll see the coloring on the black tiles is no longer red and blue, but kind of a pink in this case. So we have a pink G with a D underneath. And on the opposite side, we have a blue D. So blue has not changed, but with a G underneath. So you'll see that the coloring has changed a little bit, but I think it pops pretty well on these black tiles. Finally, you can see that we have the gems here in blue and in pink on the reverse side. Also easy to tell apart, so perfect for your gameplay. These are Bakelite feeling tiles. They're nice and sturdy, and I think they'll make a nice addition to the game. I do like the black coloring, and I know they are kind of debating between black and white on the page right now, so you can go and vote for that. And there you have it. That is Alpha Bandits by Wiggity Bang Games, currently up on Kickstarter and looking for your support. This is a nice, light, easy to learn word placement or word making game, which has an extra twist to it that I think is really kind of nice. The additional variant of being able to flip those tiles over and kind of make alternating words with different colors and get extra points for that, or all the same color and get extra points, is a very nice touch that gives you kind of a different dimension to the game. Now on top of that, you have all of the tiles that you have to be careful of or use to your own benefit that are going to allow you to mess with your opponents or help out your own score, and you have to constantly be wary of those and make sure that you're protected and or using them to your benefit as best as you can. Now they're currently up on Kickstarter and they're looking for your support. They'd be glad to have it, I'm sure, and they're including a little bit of an extra kind of thematic option if you do kickstart the game that gives you another way to score double points, and that is going to be the double word score categories. Each round will have a category, and if you manage to fit your words to that category, they will double the value. So for example, in round 1 it might be if you can spell a game, you'll get double points for your word. In round 2 it's going to be things that apparently I have eaten, and you will have to go and check my Wikipedia page that doesn't exist to see whether or not I have eaten that thing. In round 3 it would be things that your opponent thinks are pretty, and in round 4 it would be tools used for tattooing warts. I don't even know what that means. But They're going to include this in each copy if you kickstart the game, and this will give you another way to double your points. Anyhow, if it sounds good to you, definitely check it out. Check and see if you'd like to pledge, and perhaps even give them a little bit of your money to get a new game.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.